Dylan!
Hey y'all, welcome back. This is Happy Hour with SnL. I'm Sherain.
And I'm Laurel.
It's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah. Because I feel like they know us already.
Yeah,
Y'all are like family.
that's correct. I talked about this show before, but it's the 15th episode has arrived and gone, and the season is over now. I'm sad that it's over already, but season 2 needs to drop like tomorrow. But the Pit, new
I
medical
did not
drama.
I did not watch The Pit.
The Pit was too good. It's been a while since I watched a show and not be able to multitask within the show. Like I would usually be on the phone, like I could still scroll on my phone,
Right.
I could play my little Sherain game. No.
Like background noise.
Yeah. No. My phone is down. My phone will be
I don't know. I think
sitting
I'm
down.
scarred
You're scared from
from the pulse.
no, but did you look for the episodes before?
What? For what? For Pit?
For Pits. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
No,
I
a
didn't
pulse have
start
no
it.
chance to be close to
Okay.
the Pit.
Okay. Give a synopsis.
So basically, this show it is described as the most realistic ER show on TV. Yes. And
You know, I
how
am
you feel
loyal
about
to Grey's
Grey's
Anatomy.
Anatomy. But when I did a deep search and stuff, because I know how a lot of people feel about Grey's Anatomy, and more medical practitioners were speaking out now, and they're saying that this is the first time they actually tune in to watching it, because every other show every other medical drama they don't really watch it because they say it's not as realistic. But then the next thing is Grey's is not necessarily in the ER though. I don't put Grey's as in focus on ER medication alone. I feel as though Grey's more in the background. In the back, not necessarily focused in the ER. They have ERCs, but
they
not
have little clips, but it's like out. Yeah, it is aftercare.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
mainly ER focused. Whereas the Pit now, it is ER focused, just like ER, right? And they were saying that the majority of the things that are happening is actually what takes place in an actual ER. Like how they operate, that could have actual violence to healthcare workers that happen because people are upset that they have to wait so long and normal things like that, right? But I didn't know it actually have people that does be violent towards the workers.
Have you not gone to the emergency room?
To be violent towards the workers as to punch somebody in the face.
Yes, I've seen videos with big cuss out and whatnot that could lead to physical violence. So I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, this person
Because if
actually,
it is, especially if you feel as though the people dragging the feet, some people coming in ignorant, because all they know is they're in pain or they need help or the loved one sick or whatever. And if these people playing game on the phone and not doing what they're supposed to do, I have seen it. I've seen people getting not the actual violence, but cuss out and whatnot.
No, I've seen that, but there was a particular scene in the Pit where they began the season off with an irate customer. Now, bear in mind, the Pit, how they structure the show, the 15 episodes is the 15 hours of the shift. So each episode is 1 hour of the shift. Everything that goes on in this 1 hour, they're showing you the new the students that coming in. They're showing you how they started off, who start off arrogant, who start off timid, who's different ways, and how they changed by the 15th hour of the shift, because it was a complete shift in persona because of what they experienced.
Right.
And the first episode, we were introduced to this character who was very, very irate. And it led up to, this is just what do you call it? A sneak peek. He was so upset, and one of the head nurse in charge, she didn't do much talking to him. She just explained to him that, it have other patients that actually coming in, and they don't work on a first come first serve system necessarily. It is based on how serious your injury or your illness is over somebody else, which is realistic, right? And he decided to leave. Everybody thought he left, and she went out for a smoke, not knowing his updates, because she's not the person in front taking the information. And he basically beat her ass.
Yikes.
He beat her ass. But I think that is my number one medical drama I actually enjoy. Well, I think out of everybody in my circle, I think I'm the only one who don't have a whole love for
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy like you.
I was addicted.
Like, I like it, but I think I never watch it out though, because after a while, like, I was like, storyline kind of it was dragging for me, so I didn't finish it out. But Meredith Grey was annoying to me.
She used to annoy me too,
but no one she hasn't annoyed me as much as that girl from the Pulse. Didn'y from the Pulse. Let's talk about the Pulse. Well, Pulse.
Listen, I don't know. I think I was bored, and I said, you know what? Let me check out, because I really like medical drama.
Yeah.
And the more I watch the show, you ever watching a show and you're just like, that was me right through every time I see her and I hear her talk. Because she just, oh my God, I find she is emotional. She reacts like too quick. Oh my God. I get irritated thinking about it all over again.
Whenever she do some shit, for the first 5 episodes, I had to pause every time she get me irritated, because I was like, what the wrong to this girl?
So I started to wonder if they were purposely trying to make me hate the girl, because usually they start to show you this once, you would find a likeness for them or whatever. So I was like, is it that they're trying to make us hate her and then like her in the end? I hated her straight through.
Straight down to the end.
Straight to the end.
Her reasoning for reporting that sexual harassment
made no sense.
No sense at all. Like, and when he told her what the NDA was about, I was so pissed, because I'm like, this girl, she's so
self-absorbed, entitled.
That once she don't get something in her favor, at some point she's going to use that and then come back and be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it was just the heat of the moment. Like, that's how I feel about her character.
But what I didn't like was when she didn't get Chief and her friend got it, and then
she walk off,
and I was like, this little bitch.
Because if that's the case, that's the next thing, right? I felt as though she put all the blame on I forget his name, Xander. I like that name, by the way.
Me too. I like that.
She put all the blame on him in terms of the relationship, and she accepted no accountability for herself now, and she wanted him to apologize. And firstly, apologize for what? I'm still wondering for what. But anyway, if you know that's the next thing, she's very conniving, because if you knew all along you wanted Chief, and you wanted it the way you wanted it, you should have never placed yourself with him in the first place, right? Because why I'm saying that is
poor
because
me.
she was,
oh my god, that's how it was. Poor me. To me, I didn't know anything.
She was so hell-bent on making it out to other people around her that she don't want them to be biased. But in my head, when I'm looking at it, then what's the reason you went at him if that's the case? If you're so wanted, didn't want him to be biased, to me, a part of it, of you wanting to be with him, is because you know it would have added to you getting chief. And on top of it is you was acting for so long that you didn't want chief. So you're conniving. Like she, oh my God. I
Yeah.
really cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. And
I can't either.
my favorite character, honestly, was Cole, although he is a piece of shit.
And you know what? I didn't really think about who's my favorite person on the show, because what's the friend name?
Which friend? The nurse?
No, her friend, Danny friend, the guy.
Elijah.
Right, I can't see him outside. I end up watching The Boys recently, and I can't see him outside of A-Train. So like, I can't picture him in this. Like that's like my. I
I
can't.
think I have the same issue with him, but I didn't watch him in The Boys.
I'm just seeing A-Train.
I watched him
So I can't
in
take him seriously in this character.
2 other shows. He was on, was it this Christmas? No, it wasn't this Christmas. It was a next Christmas movie with Gabrielle Union. And he was the younger brother. And the next show, Shaft.
Yeah, I think Cole will have to be my favorite if I narrow it down. Like,
I liked Cole. I liked Nia, the paramedic who in the hospital. I liked the nurse. I watched her in another show, another movie actually. That was the first time I was introduced to her as an actress.
Right.
And I enjoyed her then, and I enjoyed her in this show as well. I liked her strong character. And it was nice to see that she could have been... she's a little more tough on this show than she was on the other
what
one.
about Dr. Cruz?
Which one is Dr. Cruz again?
What is she? The
head, the chair?
Yeah.
I thought I would not have liked her at all.
Coming to the ending.
But
she grew on you.
Yeah.
A little bit for me. Because in the beginning I was like, oh God, why are you just so passive aggressive right through?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But she's okay. Like in my book, she's okay. And then the next thing is excited to understand, because it made sense coming to the end because she saw. So I feel when the issue came up in her head, she probably started to think, girl, why would you do this and try to wreck the guy's career? And then finding out what actually made him have to transfer, I realized that his head doctor at the time, which is the lady who came in for I think about 3 episodes she was in, she was actually the problem.
Yeah.
She was the main reason the guy died.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. I think I honestly, the only thing I would say Xander was wrong for is his comment.
Xander's wrong for even liking that stupid girl.
Very correct.
I find he too nice for her.
He is. The audacity of her. Oh my God, my thing's coming off. Oh my God.
It's sliding off.
It's sliding off. Yeah. The audacity of her after you done make a sexual harassment claim on your boyfriend. Yeah. The audacity. I was like, and he was like open to it. I was like, I wanted to throw something at him because, you okay? But I was happy that he reported on himself and didn't give her the opportunity. But the only thing is, if she doesn't get her own way, she's going to throw it on him because she knows exactly what... she knows now that is something
toxic.
That's very toxic.
She needs to figure out...
That's like when they were having when she was throwing off that, throwing to him that, oh, you had to call it daddy. That pissed me off so bad, but I was so happy.
The thing about it is he's rich, he have power, right? And he doesn't use...
You realize how much time she talk about power, right?
Yeah, and he doesn't... He
use
never throw it in anybody's face or use it, and she's the one who now coming and saying, okay, well,
yeah,
you have this,
power.
you have that, and You have to
She's.
call it daddy, or
I
you have
find
a
it-
mother.
I
What?
find she's envious.
She is. She's very
Envious
toxic.
and toxic. I was so happy when he out her
I tried to
in front
figure
of
out, we supposed
everybody.
to like her? Like Netflix, are we supposed to like her?
No. No, I don't think that was the intent because I would never like her. but there is another medical drama because recently I think
Besides the pit, the
The
pulse
Pit-
now.
yeah.
What else?
Duck.
I never see that one.
So this is a new one. It actually it's 10 episodes and it finished. Well, this season finished. This one is about a doctor who got in an accident. She was the head chief of the department. Not necessarily ER based, but this one focuses more on. Yeah, it's a medical drama, but I feel as though Pitt focus more on not only interpersonal, but more on the medicine as well. Pulse kind of have a somewhat of a balance between the relationships among their peers and a bit of medicine, but this one I feel more leaned on to. Yeah, they have medicine, but more on the relationship side, like interpersonal relationship. But it was still nice, and it was still I still learned some stuff from there as well.
Oh, so that you finished Doc.
Yeah, I finished Doc. I finished Doc like 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. But Doc is about this. She was a bitch. She was like a real bitch, and she got in an accident. And the accident when she came out and everything, she lost 8 years of memory. And when she woke up, she's still in love with her ex-husband.
I was not going to say, wouldn't we love that? And then afterwards, they tell me that. I'm like, poor thing.
And I think that's she forgot about her new boyfriend too.
Damn.
And he works in the hospital as well, so he has to see her still be pine. No, and well, I guess you'll watch it if you're interested. Doc.
I want to lose 8 years of my memory. No, thank you. I sort of come back and I'm like, no, that'll put me in a weird spot.
But nah, yeah. No, but you know what?
8 years.
You know what?
I would
It wouldn't
prefer
put me
go
on. It would
10 years back.
It would
10?
put 8 years would put me back
12.
to a breakup. But
Let me check my age and then like and then try to picture
yeah,
where I
so
am.
pull me back to that. We in 2025.
I had to check my age.
Or a little before it. A little before it.
Nah. I had to go about 14.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm going back. Nah. I think nah. I'll stay where I am.
I actually don't mind. God forbid. No, I don't.
8?
I don't want it. Yeah, it will actually take me directly after the breakup. But
Here, what I started to think, right? Like everything you went through will bring you to who you are now. So I
That
was
is
thinking.
true.
So I started think back to when I wanted to like forget some things and go back to the point. Then I'm like, I matured so much from all these experiences that I will have the same mindset and do the same. I might do the same shit.
that
I might
is true.
relive the same shit.
I did it twice.
Unless I come in with some notes. Be
Double
like,
homicide. That's crazy.
don't do this, don't do that. Don't talk to that person.
Yeah.
Avoid at all costs.
All cost. But yeah, but that was good. And did I watch any? Yes, I watched Transplants. Mark told me to watch Transplant
Did I watch Transplant? It sounded so familiar though.
with is it based in Canada?
No.
No,
That
one was about
but it's sounding familiar.
a refugee from.
Did you talk about this already? I think you did.
I probably told you about it.
And you said it was, go ahead.
He came to Canada and he was a refugee. He didn't start off as a back in his normal field. He was working in a
No,
restaurant,
this doesn't sound familiar.
and there was a major accident. Like, he tried to get into the medical field before, and the guy who was taking them in and being in charge of hiring, he didn't choose him. And then there was an accident that happened at the restaurant, which the head doctor came into, and he was about to talk to him, and he asked him if he remembers him, and he was like, the guy was like, yeah, you're the guy who took my coffee order. Real rude. And after that, yeah, big truck ran into the
And
place.
kill him.
No, he was badly injured, and that guy was
Coffee
the
guy,
only.
save him.
Yeah, he had to do it was a boo hole in his head, and he used the
So creative.
yeah, he used he used a screwdriver. That was from Grace.
Creative will just steal all
But
the
I-
ideas.
But ER had a thing from that though.
True. I guess it can't help but overlap.
Yeah. So I mean, what again would they use
Yeah. Yeah.
for a boo hole, that is? But yeah. And from then on, he basically saved his life, and he told them, like, yeah, you have a job here. And since then, he battling between like mental flashes from what happened at home. He was from Syria.
Okay.
Yeah. But I reached season 3, and the only reason I have not completed it is because can I say that on here? The links I'm using are giving trouble.
But those of you all who into medical drama, we said quite a few. So choose your pick.
choose from one of those.
Or watch all.
Oh yeah. Alright, so we're going into the Reddit saga now. The segment that you all love. Am I the asshole for only paying for my wife and I at a restaurant? I, 24 male, and my wife, 24 female, are newlywed couples. My wife has 4 friends who has been really close with us since high school. For celebration, my wife decided to go to an expensive steakhouse. The day comes and we go in separate cars there. We all eat, and my wife slides a bill for $700.
$700 is
And
best. They had gone Caribbean Beach Festival. $650.
The man should always pay for the wife and her friends. I laughed awkwardly, saying, why? She says, because I'm the man. I tell her that the only person I would pay for would be her and myself. Her friends proceeded to laugh at me, calling me a broke husband. I stand up and put 2 $100 bills for me and my wife's food and leave.
You see
My
why they
wife-
should have gone Caribbean Beach Festival? That would have never happened.
What is this Caribbean Beach Festival?
You never hear about Caribbean Beach Festival?
No.
Caribbean Beach Festival is an all-inclusive event that's happened this weekend. The 19th and the 20th at Hyatt Waterfront.
At the Hyatt?
At the Hyatt, sis. Yeah? They're going to have celebrity chefs. So if you like food like me, you could go the 2 days.
So 2 days, they say the 19th and the 20th.
Yes, the 19th and the 20th.
At the Hyatt.
At the Hyatt Waterfront, right? So if you're going 1 day, it's $650. The 2 days package is $1,100. If you want to carry your kids because you don't have anywhere to leave your kids, it's $200. And if you want the VIP special,
You could carry your kids.
yes, you can carry your kids for $200, and the VIP package is $1,500
For the both days.
for the both days.
That's not sounding bad.
Now you're going to enjoy live entertainment. Crazy is going to be there. There's going to be, yes, Phoenix Steel Orchestra and Red Drum drumming. You're going to be able to walk around while you eat, enjoy artists. You're going to be able to enjoy fashion show. Like, I feel as though, like,
So
it's
it's like
something
a-
that we should not. You come in?
Well,
Because I'm saying,
it's so-
I go
it's-
in. I
it's
don't
so-
know if you go
It's
in.
sounding nice. It's only like a nice time I could dress up nice and go and
Yes.
taste all the
Yes.
food because the seafood you're saying here, you know.
Yes. All kind of thing, crab and dumpling, every
Ooh.
possible
You
thing
know, I
that they
love
could
a
think
good crab and
about.
dumpling.
Everything they could think about, they have. Now, if you don't have, you don't have a ticket yet.
No.
So you need to go on frontlineticketing.com, or you could get your tickets at various outlets such as the Trini Shop, Kaiso City Pizza, Pharmacy Central, Bees Ice Cream locations, Arima, Trin City, Dinsley, Chamflay, or Rachel Rochefort at Normadine.
Well, you seem to have your things organized already. So I have to look for outfit because I don't know. You know, my thing is I have to have outfit.
Okay, all right, listen. We will talk about that after. Let us continue the story
Shucks,
now.
I forget the story. I forget the story earlier. All right, okay. Yes, my wife gets home and starts screaming at me, saying I made her feel embarrassed. How she promised her friends I'd pay, and that her friends made fun of her on a ride home for marrying a man who can't pay the bill. I decided to pack a bag and head to my friend's house. Over, over your man paying for your dinner, but not your friends? I told my parents, friends, and they said I should have just paid it.
She told her parents, friends.
He told his parents and his friends, and they told him that he should have just paid it. Now I'm having second thoughts. If I overreacted, am I the asshole?
Okay, so I have mixed feelings about this, right? Because I've seen a clip online that was going around where I think the same thing. It was like a dinner for his wife, and when the bill came, he paid for his wife and not everybody. No, it was way more than, because that was just 4 other people, right?
Yeah.
So the bill was ridiculous, which I think if your man is not a millionaire or not, his pockets, like, you should not have that expectation on him. But if it is that he can afford it and he's throwing a dinner for you, I think then therefore yes. But he said that they went in it didn't seem as though he was throwing the dinner. He just said for them to come. I don't know how it went, because I feel as though if the wife threw the dinner, well then your friends should pay their own damn bill. What wifey should have pay? Because I don't see why he have to pay. How that making sense? Now, if he said, okay, I want to throw a dinner for his wife or whatever, yes, he should pay. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm thinking.
If you inviting people to a surprise dinner,
you should have this discussion before you reach, and then everybody's like, "Oh my god, I didn't plan for this. I don't have any money. I'm broke." Like,
I feel as though like a lot more people. I'm seeing a lot more people on social media. Let me see that talk about, they find the same topic has been brought up so many times, and I feel as though there's a high expectation on the man you are dating to pay for your whole squad. I don't think it's realistic. As much as you want your person to be, financially stable and cover you in some areas of your lives, and you go out and he pay the bill or something like that. He, as you said, if he's not a millionaire, that expectation of him covering all your friends, no, because at the end of the day, it's still have tomorrow to deal with, and it's not that the person broke. They're being wise with their money. They have other things. They don't know if they have a loan to pay. They don't know if they're planning something for you, especially if it's your birthday. They don't know if they have something else to pay for yourself. Meaning the girlfriend.
And she's studying what the friends think about her husband.
And that's your
husband. My question is, where's your friend's husband?
Yeah, where are they at?
Why they didn't pay the bill? Listen, I don't know. I feel as though if you know your husband's pocket, you shouldn't have these expectations. And the bill was what, 700?
USD, I believe.
Right. If he can't make the 700, why are you expecting him to pay? To please your friends? To make him look good in your friends' eyes?
That's
They don't have to go home with him?
$4,700 TT dollars.
They don't have to go home with him. That's actually not that bad. For that amount of people in the States, that's not a bad. That is actually good. That is actually good. Yes, yeah. Yeah. That's around, yeah.
And I feel as though sometimes when people come to these things, they come with the notion in their head that is this person man going to pay for them. A man paying for me. For me. If I go in with my mother, probably my mother. He might pay for my mother. Me and himself.
I feel to avoid. Sometimes you have to know who you're going.
Have these conversations.
You have to know who you're going out with, right? And if you all did not have prior dinners to know what to expect, I feel as though a conversation should be had. Or
That's
maybe
true, because if I look in our group, I don't think we have, like, we will never go out, even if it's between us alone and over order or anything. We always stick, without even having a conversation, we always stick to, reasonable. But not everybody like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Somebody would always want to take advantage, and that might be 700, and yeah, you're probably saying that probably reasonable, but it mightn't be reasonable depending on who eat what.
Oh yeah, for real. And that was the next thing with the video that I saw. I think a lot of people were ordering expensive stuff with the expectation that the man was going to pay. So when the bill came now and they realized that he wasn't going to pay, they started to trip off on him. Mm-hmm. Come on, do better, people.
Do better.
Am I the asshole for refusing to be my sister's bridemaid because she chose ugly friends to make herself look better?
What?
My sister, 27, is getting married and asked me, 24-year-old female, to be one of her bridesmaids. I was excited until I found out who the rest of the bridal party was. Every single one of them is someone she's either not that close to or has made fun of before for being awkward or not photogenic. Some of her actual best friends, the ones who she sees all the time, weren't even asked. That's kind of weird. Like, that's weird. She said it felt weird. So I asked her why she picked this group. She kind of laughed and said, "You'll understand when it's your wedding. You don't want people who will outshine you in your own pictures." Oh my God, I thought she was being, in her head about it, but she's for real.
She's in competition with her own friends.
She's for real. I just stared at her. I asked, "So you picked them because you think they'll make you look better?" She rolled her eyes and said, "It's not that deep. I just want to feel confident that day, and I'm allowed to be a little selfish for my wedding."
But
so that means sister ugly then. That's what I think.
She asked her to.
That's what I'm thinking, because
yeah, but that means you don't even have any self-esteem for yourself. You find you uglier than your friends.
Apparently. That rubbed me the wrong way. I told her I didn't want to be part of the bridal party built on tearing other people down, even subtly. And that she should have picked people she actually cares about. Now she's calling me judgmental and sensitive. And our mom says I am being too idealistic.
She got us from her mother.
And should just support her. But I feel I'm going along with it makes me a complicit.
You know what I have a problem with too? These people who she asked that she's not even in contact with all the time, why always say yes?
Yeah, that's weird.
That is absolutely weird.
Like if somebody come and ask me to be a bridesmaid and I haven't spoken to them in the past
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I'm going to be like,
no.
Why?
The answer for me will be no. I didn't even asking you why. Because a bridesmaid have so many things that they're responsible for. And if I am not even closer to you at the moment, and it don't even have to be that I'm not closer to you because of something bad, probably could be distance. It means that I have so many other things in my life that I prioritize over you at the moment. So you in this time mightn't fit into my schedule. So I can't give you my undivided attention as a bridesmaid. So the
Right.
answer will just automatically be no.
Right. I agree. I find that's weird. I can't believe they said yes. And then I find the friends, the best friends, probably feeling that type of way because the expectation was like, okay, you're getting married, you're engaged, okay, I'll automatically be a bridesmaid. And then all of a sudden you see Amy from elementary school pop out. Like, who? I agree with this. I agree with this sister
Me
for
too.
wanting to drop out. I feel as though she thinks his sister is ugly.
Yep.
Personally, because why would she choose her?
Yep.
Why she choose her? She clearly thinks that she is not going to outshine her, so that's why she could stay. Yeah, something not
Yeah.
right with her, and for the mother to come, parents has upset me with that. You need to be
Like,
able to say,
something,
here's
but
what.
then the thing about it is that attitude she have. Now I have to question if the mother is the same way. This sister probably didn't come out like that.
True. True. She definitely got it from somewhere.
Yeah, because you are absolutely ridiculous. That is nasty. And I don't even. It could be that she doesn't feel the sister is more attractive than her. That could be one reason. And number two, it could be she find it looking weird that nobody of her family there, and she have a sister, so she just threw her in as a just because. But the next thing is
I thought people would want their bridal party to look good. That's what I'm thinking because you want everybody to look good, you want everybody to be feeling comfortable, everybody standing out in their own way. Like,
But that's the next thing. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and she probably find that these girls ugly. But number one, if it's girls that she didn't even talk to in a while, next thing she even see them in a while, and they come back, they turn up, and on the day you realize, oh, this girl she had a BBL, and she do a nose job, and she do something with her face, and she just looking like a Kim Kardashian,
I hope so.
yeah, exactly, or just in general. You get older, your physiques change and your body mature and whatever, and people still attracted to them.
But wait, right? Let's say, you're accustomed doing your makeup, you're on your own, right? And sometimes how you doing your makeup may not suit your face. So on that day, you get a professional makeup artist and you do your hair and you do your nails and you step out and she sees you. Is she going to now tell you cannot walk down the aisle?
I think she's going to tell the makeup artist that she have to do over her face.
Yeah, that's a problem. Or still, oh no, you can't be in my pictures. Yeah, she have problems and the poor groom.
He noticed about his wife, to be. She's an ass. A nasty ass. Anyway, they are weirdos. So, am I the asshole for slamming the door on my ex when he showed up with his newborn? I, 40 female, divorced from my ex, 42 male, after 12 years of marriage. He cheated on me with a 25-year-old. They're now married and just had a baby. He's still jobless. He's dealing with postpartum issues, and he literally showed up at my door with the baby asking me to help out for a few weeks because I know how to do this.
So postpartum issues, probably the new wife
The
having.
new wife. I told him nope. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. She said nope. Not my baby, not my problem. I already raised all kids, and I'm not about to raise the one he had with the woman he left me for.
Right.
Correct. Now his family says, what is me with his family? His family says I'm selfish, and even my mom thinks I should step. Why? Step up. I'm done being the one who fixes his messes. Exactly. So Reddit, am I the asshole for choosing peace over playing babysitter for my ex's affair baby? No, you're not the asshole. Where did you just find these relatives?
I know a village. It takes a village. Sure, it's a child,
but this is not that child village. Find the child village. Where her mother?
Exactly. Like what?
Where her friends? Where your mother? Where your friends?
And the only person he have first of all the
audacity, the gumption,
the audacity to show up by the person you left.
You cheat on.
Correct. You cheated on. To now go back and ask her to watch your child for two weeks. To do what? Gather yourself. Gather the nah.
Where I asked this before. Audacity. It's selling in a store somewhere.
I believe so.
Because this is.
I believe so. I feel as though I want some audacity.
I think I want some too.
I want like a pinch.
Yeah.
Because I feel as though I do have enough audacity.
Comparison?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? I don't even want that type of audacity. I don't want it. When you think about it, I don't want it. Because it's just
I want to be bold-faced too. I want to just be like, yeah, XYZ. Because I find like I do have that audacity. I want to be just a smidge. Mm-hmm. Just a smidge.
It's so
because that's real bold-face.
That's real bold-face.
Okay.
Wait, it's not even 2 weeks. It's for a few weeks. I don't even have a number.
I assume 2.
No, a few weeks. A few weeks could be 2.
Next thing you know, she end
5.
up. Yes.
Yeah. Iman?
No. Nope. My girlfriend went berserk on me. 2 days ago, my girlfriend, 19, of 5 months, and I, who is 21-year-old male, were walking around Fred Meyer's. And she saw a girl that asked for my number in the past, and she asked me if I thought she was pretty. I said to my girlfriend I thought she wasn't, of course. And I said that my girlfriend was prettier. Apparently, this was the wrong answer, as she proceeded to be rude to me, saying, "Oh, so you think she's pretty?" And I said no. She then left and decided to call the jewelry store that the girl worked at to hear what she sounded like. I told her that was unacceptable and ridiculous, and she began to cuss me out. Then I told her I was breaking up with her. Later that day, she came over after I told her not to, and I stayed in my car while she was outside of it, screaming and cussing me out. She began to say, "You never loved me. You used me for sex and things of that nature." She also started banging on my window and tried sticking her arm through the crack of the window, trying to open the door. The next day, she started to apologize. And she was clearly very distraught about the whole thing. I told her I'd stay with her. What? But I really don't feel the same after all that happened. I just really need advice and other opinions about the whole situation. Where to start?
She sounds a bit like did you watch Tell Me Lies?
No.
So in Tell Me Lies, it don't make sense. She sounds like a character from Tell Me Lies, the antagonist's mother. That's some shit she would do.
Listen.
But she may not apologize though. She's set within her rights in her head. But why you even give that girl
it's only 5 months. You can still run far away. You know what? It's kind of giving me flashback of when we went to that party and damn! I'm sorry, did I scream in your guys' ears? We went to this event and literally I think they could have been around the same age group, right? And it's weird seeing younger.
She seemed to be the toxic one though.
She definitely was the toxic one, right? Yeah. And I saw
and we only got a snippet.
Yeah, we saw this couple, a very young couple, quarreling, and you know initially you'd be like, "Oh God, the girl looking very distraught or whatever," and then
we did go up to in terms of, well, you did.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, y'all need to calm down because y'all making a scene. And, I'm thinking, okay, all right, I realize, probably,
Young love.
yeah, young love, yada, yada. Oh, to make a long story short, she was the toxic one, and she was screaming at the top of her lungs, like she wanted him to leave, and she was like, Dylan, it's time to leave. And I'm just like,
Mind you, the part that was real out of timing, that was real mind blowing actually. Like when she got called on the phone in between the screaming and crying and snorting and all the tears stopped flowing. It was almost as though tears froze.
Yeah.
And she spoke on the phone like everything was normal. Yeah, we coming outside. No. And after when you see that phone hang up,
Yeah.
it was like action.
Dylan is being abused.
It seems that way.
Yeah. So
It's scary.
So that's why I say if it's 5 months, it's still early and you can still
Head
walk
out.
away from that situation, because I feel as though you say this time and time again, you get red flags and you're like, okay, well, let me stay and maybe it will change. I feel as though when somebody gives you something in the earlies, especially 5 months when it's supposed to be honeymoon time,
That's it.
that's
the
time to
signs.
leave. First of all, she's showing that she is very, very insecure. And she's willing
Because
to
she's
go
fishing.
and she's willing to go after somebody that you
terrorize somebody else.
clearly have no interest in. And then the very next day, what she learned from the day before when she was tripping off banging on your car to the moment where she is
I'm trying
apologizing.
to break in your house.
Come on.
Why you give her a listening ear?
You wasn't supposed to stay with her. She's going to try to keep you in a box, or worse yet, unalive you.
Yeah, I think that's the direction
Yeah.
she's heading into.
Because she want nobody else to have you. And you're 21.
Not even in her
She's
mind.
19.
Not even in her mind, because
Yeah.
that whole scenario is in her mind.
In her mind.
That is
Yeah.
concerning.
Listen, leave the guilt. That's the advice. We don't like to tell people to leave,
Yeah,
but in this situation, don't have another
Yeah.
option unless you're gonna get therapy for years.
But then you need therapy too from this. If you
No, it's just
continue.
5 months. Like I feel as though he could still recover, but if he
No,
stay
like
longer,
if he stay longer, he'll need therapy.
yeah, you'd need therapy.
I don't think this is the
Don't be
person
like
for him.
Dylan. Don't be like Dylan.
Don't be like Dylan. No.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I didn't know if I was gonna share this with y'all, but I have a little updates on my. I'm just so excited. I wasn't going to really talk about these things on here, but oh gosh, earlier.
What's that?
Well, I'll tell you already.
Oh.
Only I lose some weight.
We have to enter the
Yeah.
clapping
Yes,
hands.
it's been. Yeah, the end. It's
I'm sure they probably observe, because I feel as though the camera, you see it on the camera, especially because sometimes we look in the mirror and you don't
Yeah.
really see it, and then when you watch videos back, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did. I didn't go on the scale when I started. The last weight that I took, which should have been about 2 years ago. That's the
2
weight
years?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was so long
So long with what?
that you went on the scale.
Yeah, I hate the scale. I wouldn't just go on there. I've been saying I will go, but
I used to, I don't necessarily like this scale, but I like this scale because I always wanted, it was the opposite for me where I wanted to gain weight.
yeah.
And now I don't really care about the scale. I think sometimes we put too much emphasis on
The scale, yeah.
You know, I feel as though it should be more on how you feel and how your body feel, like not necessarily. Of course, you should look at it to an extent, but it shouldn't be like people get to the point where they obsess
Obsessed
of
with
the,
it.
of the figure.
Scale, I think you should I think you should space out the scale.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't know how it is for you because you put it on, but in terms of like for me, I feel as though sometimes if I decide to go on the scale too often, I don't know if it's muscle mass or if it's yeah,
Right.
and I don't want to get mixed up in between, and then I'm in my head like, oh my god, I'm doing
Exactly.
all
That's
this.
why
So
I
no,
don't really care for the scale
yeah,
anymore.
yeah. I think I'm putting a month to 2 months max in between on going on the scale. Yeah, but that's
And then with that, now people started to study the BMI. And to me, like I find that is so ridiculous because when I was at I think 120, they were saying that was my heaviest. Like that was I was supposed to be more like 115 or some stripness for my height. And I was like, that makes sense. I'll be like, I don't want to look like
When they
that.
say you're heaviest, they were trying to say that you was obese for your size.
Yes. And I was like 120, 125. Like, come on. Come on. Come on.
Only recently I understood like how, I don't want to say unimportant because I guess it have a purpose, the BMI, but how much I would not be focusing on BMI. So yeah, I don't check BMI.
Yeah. No.
But there are lots of things I am learning as I go. So which I find is a fun experience because I feel as though now that I am on a better way of eating lifestyle, because I don't want to call it a diet. Um Understanding foods now and having a healthier relationship with food. I don't forget what I was going to say.
I think you were going along the line of saying that you focus more emphasis on what you eat. And
No, not only that, but yes, it is more emphasis on what I eat. I focus more emphasis on my protein and my fiber. And right. I was saying that, so I understanding more about it and learning as I go. And I know it have times where we reach at a plateau. Now, I talking for people who want to lose weight, because I want to know from your perspective if you know the way for you, what you'll do to overcome it. But there comes a point
when
I
I
understand
plateau,
when people plateau. And to be honest, not to be honest, what I understand about that is that you're already in a calorie deficit. So the deficit that you're working with now, let's say in a calorie deficit of 2,500, right? I just call in a random figure. And after a while, the 2,500 now becomes your new norm. So when you plateau, it means that you're right there, staying there. So it kind of like you're maintaining now, right? But when you still have pounds to lose, you now have to change your deficit number and lower it.
right.
So that's when you will see more. You will continue seeing results. That one, I was like, oh. So I'm happy to learn as I go. Happy to learn as I
I
go.
honestly don't know. For me, I just eat and eat.
But you would be, yeah, she's in a caloric surplus. So,
And a lot of protein. So much protein. Like I'm fed up of eggs.
really?
No, I liked eggs,
Yeah.
and now I'm to the point where I can't. I'm fed up eating eggs. But for me, it's the easiest in terms of eating protein because I don't know. Like people is like, okay, why not eat more meat or whatever? Like it makes me feel too heavy. So I tend to like bulk up with my eggs. So I'll eat like 5 eggs at a time.
But you try other sources of protein?
Like beans and stuff like that. I like to drink it.
You like to
'Cause
drink your
it's
protein?
easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah, it have certain things that you could get, like if you do a wrap, buy your protein wraps. So you could up your protein that way in your eggs. You get like the 2 fire. I used to buy the 2 fire and wraps, and that's like $38 for 5. That carrying about 12 grams of protein.
Okay.
So you could get that, or you could make the protein wraps with oats. And that's 3 ingredients. Not too much work.
I like easy shit.
So then the wraps, the 2 500 wraps is probably the better option.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it, guys.
Until next week. Bye, guys.